going on, everybody? Got another interview. I'm just racking a lot of these damn interviews up lately. I need an award. You heard that, boss babes? No, I'm not speaking for their award. But today I have Astro, one of my faves. I shouldn't have said that. Let's give it up for Astro.
Hey y'all.
What's going on?
Nothing much. I have a question for you.
What's your question?
How do you pronounce your name?
Safion.
Safe.
Safion.
Safe. Oh, I ain't never heard of that. That's a new name. What's her name? Siefyan. Oh, I like that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So, it's a long time coming. Um,
Mm.
I've been wanting to speak with a lot of you lately.
Uh-huh.
Um, so we're gonna jump right into this. I'm sorry for my
Okay.
energy.
Let's
I'm
start this
really
off.
tired. So, why don't you tell me who Astro is? Where did Astro come from?
So Astro came from like a poet who was searching for a world of like who they was in a world that did not accept who they was. So like the poetry community is very like prim proper. It caters to a certain demographic of people that just was not my demographic of people. So I'm trying to do poetry and things of that nature, like write books and things. And it just wasn't moving, it wasn't shaking. So like I decided to be a rapper. And that's where Astro, like the whole persona Astro Jaja comes from. Now, the name comes from when I was back in Memphis. My real name, y'all hoes don't use my government, Jonathan. My real name's Jonathan. And
I like that, Jonathan.
yes, thank you. So niggas in Memphis couldn't really say that shit. So they was like, oh, Jaja. And the gang that I was in, they had like a thing whole like star system shit. So they was like Astro. So Astro Jaja was a name I've been rocking with. I just didn't use it in the poetry community. I used my regular name because in the poetry community you use your regular name. But when I decided to become a rapper, like professional rapper, I was like Astro Jaja is just the perfect name to use.
Okay. Now you're from Memphis, Tennessee, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I know you explained a little bit more of it on the show. Um, do you want to rehash like a little bit of like how growing up in Memphis was? Because I've never been to Memphis.
So growing up in Memphis was very like it was good and bad. You have the good and bad. You feel me? Like it was lit. Like I was outside, but like the bad was like having to watch my back, having to make sure like I'm doing good. Like they have a very elitist mindset in Memphis, so it's like all that dress and shit. Like you gotta make sure you on point because they gonna eat you up. And even if you don't look the part, like you feel me, like as long as you can check niggas and you stand on your shit, you good. So like moving to Memphis, I had to learn like how to gain respect and how to move in the street so like I could get respect from niggas and shit like that. And I did my due diligence.
It's fun. It's crazy because you don't even look like a street dude. You are just a
I'm not
regular.
like at heart. I am not like I am such a lover. Like I'm such a lover. I care so much about people. I care about people and their mental health. I'm really like a lover. But Memphis brought that like hood like I don't play with me side out of me because I'm such a lover. People like to take my kindness for weakness, and I had to show motherfuckers that bitch don't play with me.
Okay. So, what made you wanted to get into rapping?
So I was already doing poetry. I was always like a rapper. Like I was always the gay boy in school who like rapped and things of that nature. They're like, oh, y'all know Jaja. Yeah, he gonna spit a verse. You hear me? So like when I was doing like poetry and shit like that, it was just like something I would do on the back burner. But when I started realizing that like my flow and my cadence and my metaphors and my punchlines is coming up, I was just like, all right, let me do this shit. I had a friend Huh? I had a friend who was in uh who encouraged me to become a rapper because I was like, I'm a poet, you know, I'm gay. Like, I don't know if they really have like those type of rappers. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm a soft ass nigga. You feel me? Like, I'm soft, I'm kind. So I don't know. You feel me? But she was like, just do that shit. So I just did it, and then I loved it. So once I knew I loved it, I knew this is something that, and then I also knew that I could mix other bags in that rapping bag. I was like, hell yeah, let's do this full time.
That's cool. So, what was I gonna ask? Jonathan. I like that name,
I
Jonathan.
like safety on. Well, how you pronounce it again?
It's Siefyan. The
Safe.
acronym. No, I'm not gonna say that. Fuck it. The acronym is really Siefyan because it's Arabic. Because I'm half Arabic,
Oh, you're half.
but it's I prefer Siefyan, so everybody calls me Siefyan.
Okay. I like safety on. I like safety on. Safety on.
You can
Yeah.
call me whenever. It's fine. I'm not. I don't trip over
Okay.
that. So, so grown. So with rapping, like who? And please don't take this offensive. You're 21, right? 22?
22.
22? Okay, 1, 2, 3, I'm 25, so you're not. You're right behind me. So you're in my generation, I could say, Gen
Yeah.
Z.
Gen Z.
Yeah, we're in the same generation. So I asked that because I want to ask this, the real question. Who is your rap influencer or was your rap influencer growing up that inspired you wanting to rap or do music in general?
Okay, what's crazy is who inspired me to do music, like really like pursue my music was Lana Del Rey. And the reason I say like right, I know everybody be like, what? Lana? The reason I say Lana is because I just love the fact that she could take apart a fucking beat. Like, you know, whoever writes for Lana, tens across the board. That made me fall in love with music and I want to write music. Like, it wasn't actual rappers who made me want to write music and want to digest it and dissect it and research it and figure out like my niche and stuff. It was Lana, like, because she had such a different niche and she had a specific niche that made me want to dissect the music. So, but inspire like rappers who inspired me was people like I hate saying their names because they're so toxic and
You can say it.
they're not really good, like, you know, influential people. But the music of like Kodak, uh Lil Durk, 21 Savage. 21 Savage is like a big like inspiration to me. Also, as far as dissecting music, you feel me? Like dissecting music, because the when I dissect his lyricism and his like his flow and his cadence, it's just like it's impeccable. It's impeccable. Kodak Black, for example, like his cadence and the way he move on beat is just, I love rappers who can move on beat and it's their own niche. It's like nobody else can replicate that shit. You feel me? So those are people who inspired me.
Okay, so what about the 90s?
The 90s. Um People
Even
who
though
start
you're a 2002 baby or 2001, just
2000.
late.
2000.
You was born in 2000?
Mm-hmm.
When's your birthday?
October 18th.
Also, what's coming? So you really right behind me.
Yeah, I'm a Libra.
Okay, I'm a Pisces. Oh yeah, you did. We're definitely in the same generation.
Mhm.
Yeah, so 2000. So what about the damn early 2000s and 90s? You gotta
The
know your
early 2000s,
history.
the early 2000s and 90s, like, okay, obviously Nicki, like for 2007, Nicki inspired her. I love her music and everything. It's amazing music. I love her growth. I look at her growth and I follow her footsteps as far as a plan, you know. Nicki, 90s, people who inspire me in the 90s is people like Tupac, love Tupac, Boots,
Here we go. There we go.
Tupac, like, yeah. I'm trying to think, like,
I'm just
oh,
waiting for you to drop some names.
Lisa Left Eye.
There
Oh
we
my
go.
gosh. Like, especially because I'm a spiritual ass bitch too. Like, everything, like her whole just her whole persona, her whole life story, what she be going through, like I really connected. It was one point in time when I was in middle school, I really thought I was the reincarnation of her.
I think I'm a reincarnation of Beyonce, so it's all right. Yeah, the Beehive's gonna come for me for that.
Yeah, I thought it was a reincarnation of her until I realized she died after I was born. So I was like, oh, damn. But
She died before you. She. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I'm sorry,
2000.
girl. You
So
think I'm
yeah,
high over here?
child, I wish I was.
Mhm. So all right. So I was watching this show.
Hmm.
This very popular web series show.
Okay,
One of
very.
my favorite shows. So we got a new season. The previous seasons, some of them were good, some of them just wasn't doing it. No offense to the cast. We have a new EP in town, and I think he's doing wonderful.
I
And I
mean,
was watching this show, and it's Chasing Dallas, and there was three same faces and a lot of new heads, and you were one of the new heads that I spotted. And I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, he's so adorable, like. He's so adorable. Like he's just so cute. He's just so little, and I'm just like, oh, I got such a soft spot for him already. So I'm
Hmm.
just like, yeah. And then it's like, so what made you want to go on Chasing Down? Did you even want to do reality TV?
So, like my whole life, like people will be like, like you built for reality TV, blase, blase, blase. And it was something like, obviously, I'm a businessman. You feel me? Like I look at the industry, so like I'm looking at how the industry moving and how motherfucking the times are changing. You got Zeus and shit. So I'm like, yeah, let's get into. At first, I didn't want to do it, but that was because of the time. But since like reality TV was like kicking, and especially Cardi B story, then I was like, yeah, reality TV is my bag. So I moved to Dallas and things of that nature. And I'm like, okay, what am I going to do here? Like, how am I going to network with people and stuff like that? So I go do my little, I'm scheming, scamming, going on Instagram and looking at shit. I knew of Chasing Atlanta. You feel me? I watched Chasing Atlanta when I was young, like 15, 16. I didn't know they had a Chasing Dallas. I watched season 3 of Chasing Dallas. I said I was going to be on season 4. I met Dior, and me and him hit it off really well. And then a year later, I was on season 4 of Chasing Dallas. I manifested that shit, by the way.
Mm. I just started this thing of manifesting, and let me tell you, the phone call that I got earlier that I was on business wise, I'm not gonna say nothing,
Right.
but yeah, I started watching Chasing Atlanta when I was 20. I was watching GSAS when I was 19. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's like I kind of grew up with this franchise. But
I
yeah,
definitely,
so
I definitely grew up with this franchise. Like Chasing Atlanta was like my big pusher. Like I want to say, like I was in high school. I was in my senior year of high school, and I started watching Chasing Atlanta season 1, and I was like 16. And I was like, this shit's just so inspiring. This is what I want to do. Like, I want to do some shit like this. And now here I am, child, season 4, Chasing Dallas.
okay, that's cool. So what was it like filming for the first time? Like, were you nervous? Do you think like what are they gonna say about me in the comments? Like,
I was only nervous to meet the cast. I was nervous to meet the cast and how the film, like how production was going to portray me. But as far as like comments and things of that nature, no, because like I wasn't big, but like I was like known in the Greensboro scene. And yeah, I also did a whole lot of stuff media wise in Greensboro. Like during in high school, I planned 2 walkouts. Um, I planned 2 walkouts, and I was on the news, so I had that exposure. And then like I went viral for my prom looks. So I had that exposure. So I just was already used to people seeing me and people like recognizing me and stuff like that and comments like that. So I already had training on that. And I also had media training through the orgs that I was on. So I wasn't nervous about that. But meeting the people, I was very, very nervous about meeting the cast because I just I didn't grow up around a lot of queer people. I didn't grow up a lot around
Same.
a lot of gay people. So like when knowing knowing how people can be and knowing how queer people can be, it's like you have to watch yourself sometimes. So I was nervous about that, but the cast was cool.
Okay. So I remember one of the scenes you were sitting down. No, that's too early. That's too early.
Mm-hmm.
One of the scenes, I think we were introduced to you being in the studio, I want to say. You were in the
Yeah.
studio, and I think Kiki is her name, came to join you guys, did a song together. You had her lay down some tracks.
Nah, you talk you you go far. I was in the studio with Queasy and Dior.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. It's so much episode. It's so many shows I've been watching. Like I gotta start writing stuff down. I'm sorry. So how was that with like, being in the studio with Kiki and Dior?
It was cool. Like so I knew Dior. So I knew they was gonna bring me on the show like with Dior because I knew that's who I knew. I knew him the closest on the show. Meeting Queasy, I didn't know what I literally just had no first in thought or impression or like with me, like I mean, like I'm not gonna say I'm a judgmental person, but I am human. So I do judge people. We're human. You feel me? So but when I saw Queasy, there was no judgment. Like it was just like, oh, this nigga. You feel me? So like I didn't know what to expect. But like he ended up being a cool ass nigga, like and like we ended up hitting it off and being good friends. And we had a good ass long ass conversation. Like even after the scene, we had a good long conversation and shit like that. So yeah, it was cool. It was dope. I wanted to hop on one of the tracks.
Okay, now hold on to you and Kesey meeting because that's going to be relevant for the further questions that I have.
Mm-hmm.
So now hold on real quick. So you're from Memphis. So are you familiar with somebody named King of Reeds?
Hmm?
Are you familiar with somebody named King of Reeds?
King of
Justin
Reeds.
James? Yeah, Justin James.
I heard of King of Reeds, yeah.
He's from Memphis. He's a very, very, very popular YouTuber. Says nothing but the truth. It's very therapeutic. And he's from Memphis, so you guys kind of have like the same accent. So I
Who?
know Glorilla's from Memphis, so
Yeah.
seems like all the stars are coming out of Memphis. You got Glorilla, you got King of Reeves, and then there's you, and then there's Willa. Is Willa from Memphis?
Yeah, that's why
I
I
think
heard.
she's. I think she's from. I think Willa's from Memphis. Yeah. So a lot of stars.
A lot of
So.
stars coming out of Memphis, come out the M Town. You feel me?
hmm So you and Kiki get in the studio, or you got in the studio, and then Kiki comes because you invited her, and you actually laid on a track, and you were. I remember you being so happy, and you were being so cooperative. Now around this time, I was very, very, very happy and pleased so far with this cast because everybody was just on. Well, not everybody, but everybody was just on some like chill, friendly. Like okay, we met each other. Like everybody, I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Like I think this is the best cast of Chasing
This is
Dallas,
the
in
best.
my opinion, because you guys are mature. Like it's not like it wasn't too shady. At least not with too many of them, because you got the ones that try too hard. So when you meeting with Kiki and doing that, how did you feel about that?
I felt good. Like Kiki's my Gma in the gay community. You feel me? She my gay dad, mama. So it felt really good because I really haven't been in a gay family since Memphis. And building a gay family here in Dallas was good. So it felt good. Like when I first figured out she was on the show, that felt good. So I was like already like, okay, come on, let me get you on the scene. And I wanted her to commentate on my song. Period. So like I was just like, yeah, like let me get you in the studio. We get this scene. Let's do our big one.
Okay, so you were there when they had the when they got together for the sit down. You were at the first. You were at one of the group events, right?
Yeah, just sit
It
down.
was the fireplace one, right? Was
No, I
there a
wasn't there.
you wasn't there?
Nah.
I could have sworn you was there.
Mm-mm.
So
I
the first group outing, so the first group setting that you went to, what was that like for you meeting the majority of the cast? Because I remember it wasn't all of them there.
that was at Robert Ray's September to Remember.
Oh yeah, that's right. See,
Mhm,
I'm told you so
mhm,
many because
mhm.
that was when everybody came and then Dior walked it. Now, yeah. So
Yup.
what was it like? Thank you for reminding me. What was it like meeting everybody and meeting some of the OGs?
So meeting some of the OGs, like I was gagged to meet Cameron because Cameron was there. Oliver,
Cameron from
Cameron
Chase in Atlanta.
from Chasing Atlanta. He was
Oh,
there.
Cam. I know
Yeah, yeah.
Cam.
Oliver, I love Oliver Boots. I did not know of Oliver until I looked at Chasing Dallas. I did not know of Oliver, but I love Oliver Boots. So it was nice seeing Oliver again because Oliver casted us. It was amazing to see Oliver again. Meeting the other cast. Why are you looking like that?
Did you say he casted Ja?
Yeah,
He casted Ja to come to the meetup or something or a
no, he
theme.
was a part of the casting process.
What the hell is he doing a part of the casting?
Child, I don't know. I don't know that. Hold on, baby. You got ask on
I'm
her.
gonna let TTB handle that. He
Yeah,
probably ain't going to. 'Cause that's one of his little favorites. But
you got
girl, I'm so sick of these niggas.
I just listen.
Markel's
I
going.
wouldn't have no
Markel's going to hear from me.
problem.
He is. Um. So is Oliver like? I don't want to make this about him, but is he like different in person, or was it like you got the Oliver on TV, or was it like a different type of Oliver? Was it like the Oliver on TV, but off camera he was cool?
I don't know Oliver on TV
You
because
don't. You never.
I've never watched Oliver on TV. I watched only season 1 and 2 of Chasing Atlanta. He came in at season 3.
Oh.
Yeah, so I didn't know Oliver on TV, so I wouldn't know. But Oliver is cool to me. He's very cool. He loves me. I love him. Um, Great energy, great person. Still I'm still getting to know him. But yeah, as far as from what I know, from my recollection, you hear me. He cool. He cool people.
Okay. So I want to talk about the scene with you and your mom and your brother. First of all, thank you for opening up for that because for y'all to be doing these scenes for free and you guys are letting us into your life, you didn't have to do that. And you're one amongst the some of the cast who've done that. So I want to thank you personally for that because you didn't have to do that. I know it's hard and so I like that scene and that was a touching scene because you let us on a different you and it's like okay and you became very humble. I kind of got you were humble but I was just like okay he really is like a different type of humble. So how was it like getting your family together, sitting down and filming? Like did you think it was going to go wrong? Were you nervous, you didn't want to do it? Did you get cold feet or was it like
Well, my mama, she didn't want to film. Like she was like, you can do the show. I don't care about none of that. But me filming, hell nah. And I was like, all right. But like she ended up filming like because I coerced her into that shit. My brother, he really wasn't like he didn't give a fuck. He was like, shit, we can film, we can't film. I don't give a fuck. So I was like, all right, bet. So I'm gonna set this shit up. So I set it up and things of that nature. And they came and showed out. And after they filmed, they was like, so when's the next time we're gonna do it? I should have said this. I was like, see y'all hoes. But like talking about my like I have a lot of experience talking about the things that I go through. And I'm never scared to talk about the things that I go through. I'm never scared to be vulnerable. I've like been in therapy and things of that nature. Also being in healing spaces and being a activist and an organizer. I've been in spaces where I've had to be vulnerable. I was forced to be vulnerable. I was forced to regurgitate those things that I was trying to keep back. You feel me? And I also think I also really feel like you have to marry your demons in order to move forward. So like I was never really scared to showcase that part of myself to the world, because I'm Herman. Like I just always think about my humanity.
your accent's so cute here man, I love it, I really love it, I really do.
Like we gonna lie.
So and I actually like the relationship, and they pointed this out I think on TTB a lot with like you and your brother's relationship and how your mom was just so down to earth, and it was really cool seeing y'all, and that was really
Yeah,
refreshing.
fuck that ugly ass, dusty ass, musty ass nigga. You hear me, man? Fuck him. Fuck my brother. I love that hoe. He
Yeah.
literally said, he was like, he said, you know, I'm gonna eat you up on camera, right? I said, nigga, you eat me up worse in real life. Like, he says the most dumbest shit to me, bro. He said, I think he said the other day, he was like, nigga, you 95% leg, you 95% legs. I was like, you know, what do you say to a person who just said you 95% legs? Like, damn. I
No,
was
you
like,
95% empty-headed.
oh, I don't even know what I said back to that nigga, but he funny. I fuck with that nigga.
Mm. And I also want to point this out. I love the way you dress. I love how you're just you. I love how you just come basic or when you come in your own fashion because no, I'm serious. I'm not trying to say this to gas
Thank
you
you,
up,
because
but
they be
I'm just
eating me up.
listen, let me tell you something. And you know YB pointed this out too. Shout out to YB Entertainment. He loves you. He loves you.
Oh, thank
And
you.
he pointed out because he's like, these I curse, so I don't use the gay slang. So but
These
these
faggots,
niggas, these girls, I
these
don't use that
hoes.
word. These girls or these, you almost had me say the F word. These niggas come on these shows, whether it's Chasing, Zeus, and it's just like everybody think that they just a bag of chips because they got a piece of Versace on and Balenciaga shoes and a Balenciaga backpack and they rich. And then they got their shit repoed not once but 5 times yesterday. So then they like to talk down on you. But what I like about you is that you were in the green screen and you had like this hoodie on. It was a purple hoodie. It was a half
Mhm.
hoodie. And I was just like, I just love how he's just so confident, just like, because we don't really have people that just show off like a plain Jane look or like just dumb. And then in certain scenes, like when you showed up to the party, you just came in like in all black. That first of all, that's the outfit that I would wear anywhere. So you did that. Second of all, and then I like how you kind of came to like the sit down, which we're gonna get into later. And he came in this like flower outfit, it was like a flower tank top thing and skirt, and you just wore it so proudly, and you just didn't give a fuck. And I like people like that. So kudos to you. I just want you to know
Thank
that because
you. Yeah, like, no, for real. Like, I tell people all the time, like, I will be rich shopping at motherfucking Shein. Like, she shop at Shein. Yup. You feel me? Like, I will be rich, like, still thrift store shopping, still doing all of that, because it's one thing that somebody said to me in my life. Shout out to my moving mother, Sherzar. She said most of the trends, most of the fashions, most of the things that the girlies wear came from poverty. It came from motherfuckers just putting on shit just to put that shit the fuck on. I'm the trendsetter. I'm the one who moves the wave. You feel me? So whether I wear a crop top and some overalls and shit like that, I'm the one who moves the wave. I have control of that wave. That can become a fab. That can become a fab. Ain't nobody was wearing distressed jeans until motherfucking poverty, until poverty. Poverty. So you feel me? Like, it's like poverty is what moves fashion, and well, people in poverty is what move fashion. The people who's at the bottom is what moves fashion. So it's like my fashion sense, fuck it, like that's what the fuck I wear. You feel me? Like, I'm not worried, I'm not tripping about nobody. I'm still a bad bitch. Pussy still good. Pussy will always still be forever be good. So
I bet I'm just playing. But I just love how you're just you. And a lot of other reviewers, believe it or not, you can go check. They just like the fact that you're just you. You don't try to put on this facade. Like we see everything that you say, we get it. Because nowadays, in this era, we call out the bullshit. Like you see some reviewers and hosts are starting to, well, some who don't kiss ass
right.
are starting to like check people like, all right, you don't got to do all that. You don't got to do like, we have to be like that because it's getting crazy economic wise and they're trying to kill us. So it's
Exactly.
like the last thing that we need to worry about is who can afford Balenciaga and trying to put the next person down or worrying about what you got on to make the other person look like or be their friend. So
Like, come on now. I'm not trying to be nobody friend. I mean, I'm whatever I wear, I'm gonna look good in it regardless. But like I'm not trying to put on for nobody. I'm trying to put on for my motherfucking self. What Astro does is gonna be a movement of Astro. And that's why I love that everybody sees that. They see that Astro is just this genuine ass bitch, like genuine as fuck. Like it's always Astroverse around me. You feel me? Like when you're in the presence of Astro, all that shit just all that extra society shit, like, oh, you gotta look this way, that elitism shit, capitalistic shit just moves and you just see a real ass bitch.
Yeah, so no reviews have drugged you up. Everybody loves you. Everybody loves that you're humble, and I'm going to speak on behalf of everybody. Thank you for being yourself, and we are watching. We're rooting for you. So I've been nice up until this point. So now we got to get messy.
Oh,
And I'm
man,
not a
let's
messy
get
person, by the
into
way.
the smoke. That's
No,
why I'm
I don't want to get into the smoke. I don't want TTB covering me. I don't want to. I don't feel like getting into it. The cast members, but I don't give a fuck. So, I want to talk about the situation that happened at the setup party that everybody was just so damn delusional about. So it was a colors theme party that none other your favorite DeAndre had put together. So it was a colors theme. Everybody had a color, and Kesey was not invited. You came in all black, and Kesey came in red. Something transpired. Left fast forward. There was a fight. Bitches was swinging. Some missed. Some people tried to jump, failed, and then you got involved and you started clocking holes. And then you got into it with DeAndre. And then you're getting jumped. So it's like, and you held your own for someone as your size. Well, I've never seen you guys in life, so I can't say who's, but he's a little bigger than you. But
that nigga bigger
for
than
you
me.
to still be kind of like
Same
work,
height, but you feel me?
for you to still kind of still be working him a little bit for your size, you guys held your own. And how did you feel, first of all, being invited to that setup party? Like, did you
So
think that someone's gonna go down?
nah, I mean I knew something was gonna go down. I didn't know that was gonna go down. Did I feel like somebody was gonna fight? Hell yeah, but I didn't know that was gonna happen. Um, so I'm trying to figure out because it was so much. Like, so boom. So when I heard that Chasing Dallas was gonna have a colors party and that we was getting invited to a colors party, I was excited. I've never been to a colors party. You feel me? I really be in my house smoking, chilling, minding my business. I don't be worried about nobody. Like, you feel me? I go outside, I be by myself. You feel me? I focus on my music. So I've never been to a colors party, so it was exciting to go to a colors party. So I was ready and things of that nature. All the drama that was happening before the colors party, I knew there was gonna be some bullshit. So walking in, I already when that nigga was like, "Oh, Queesy's a nobody, he's uninvited." I was like, "Here we go, bullshit." So when they got to fighting, I'm sitting back chilling. You feel me? I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers tussling, especially my nigga Queasy. He was tussling. So I'm like, damn. Okay, Queasy. When old dude get up, that's just when everything went out the window. Like all my sanity, everything. Like it just went out the window. Like I just had to go over there and help my good sis because it did not make sense. It just the whole thing did not make sense. It was irritating. Like it was irritating. So yeah, I didn't feel no type of way. The only type of way I felt was when Lundy was trying to yell at me and was trying to yell at me talking about ain't nobody gonna hit me. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, sir, you were all the way over there, over there, over there, over there, over there. You was not even nowhere near the scuffle. And then on top of that, like nobody was worried about you. I was just
Okay.
worried about them niggas fighting. That's it. That's all. I was them niggas jumping. That's it. That's all. Ain't nobody was worried about you. Ain't nobody was worried about you. But yeah.
I mean, if I was Kesey, if I haven't had a conversation with Kesey yet, but I don't know. Maybe he probably didn't know if he knew, but if my gut feelings tell me not to go, I'm not gonna go.
Well,
But I can't control a grown man.
yeah, and two, it like we in contracts.
Oh, I forgot all about that. So it made it look like on TV that it was his event and that he came up, but it's like y'all could have gotten a call like y'all asses better be there and uninvited or not.
Yeah, but I mean,
Oh,
it
see,
was
now we're getting
no.
somewhere. See, I
See, it
knew it.
was their event. It was their idea. You feel me? It was their idea. Like it was Trey and Dre's idea to do it. You feel me? But some events are mandatory. Some events aren't. But
And they
most
event just
filming,
happened to be mandatory.
yeah, most filming is mandatory. So yeah,
So
especially
everybody that's watching this, that was mandatory. Everybody had to bring their asses, whether or not you wasn't invited.
it
See,
was.
but that sounded like a setup because it's just like, girl, production knew all of this, and I understand it's a show, but then it's like when shit go down, it's
Exactly. That's why we kept telling Dre it was a setup, regardless of how you want to paint it. It was a setup. Even if it wasn't a setup on production's part, it was a setup on Dre, which I don't think it was a setup on production's part. It was a setup on Dre's part. Dre knew the contract. Dre knew the context of the situation. Dre knew what he was going to do and execute it.
right. The thing that was getting me aggravated was a couple things. The jumping was one. I don't do the jumping. I don't care who gets mad on the cast. I don't do the jumping. If you
That's why I
jump,
don't
you're
do that
straight
shit. I don't do
pussy.
that shit in real life. Like, come on now. What makes you think I'm gonna do that shit on a reality show?
Yeah, and I know some people, no rule. There really ain't no rules in fighting, but I just feel like
Jumping
if
ain't
you
it.
have to jump somebody, you really can't hold your own.
But you
Especially for somebody his size, not to be biased, but it's just the truth. I'm going by what y'all showing on camera. And another thing that kind of got me aggravated, and you weren't following me at the time, but I posted this on my stories, and I kind of stopped doing that because I don't want to be mean. I don't know his name,
Lundy.
Lundy, London Bridge. I mean, I didn't even know he was a cast member, and this is not me trying to like shade him, but I didn't even know he was a cast member until like that scene. I just thought he was a friend of Trey Howard's.
I
So
didn't
when
know
he
he was
started
a cast member
screaming,
till I showed up to the. I didn't know he was a cast member until they had to tell me after the colors party. Like that was a cast member who was yelling at you. I was like, oh, for real?
and the thing about it was like, and I said this in my stories, and I know they all seen it, and I don't nobody responded back, but I was just like, he doing all that yelling. One, it's not even your house. Two, nobody hit you, and three, you talking about if anybody would have hit you, what were you gonna do if somebody hit you? Because what I don't like is people who just want to get involved in stuff because shit got on and popping.
Exactly.
Everybody else was just quiet, like trying to boggle what just happened, and he was just like trying to just do the absolute most. And I'm like, I really am sick of people coming on here and just yelling and just trying to get involved with something that has nothing to do with them. And then another thing that pissed me off was the fact that I don't know what your house boyfriend James, whoever his name was,
Mm-hmm.
because I know you were mad. You were like, I'm that bitch and all that other stuff. And he was just like, well, not in here, you're not. And I said, well, you saying not in here, but the person that set this up in your house just caused all this havoc for him to say what he said. And I just said, y'all need to keep that energy with that person. Because I feel like some people on this cast pick and choose who they want to like boss down or boss up to. And I
They
don't like
do.
that. And I
They
felt
do.
like, and I said this in my story, like, we not going to sit here and just, and I don't want to be biased, but we're not gonna pick on people who we feel like is small or little. And I
That's
felt like because they felt like you were short or you were just like the skinny guy, which you're not like sick skinny. You're muscular in a way, but you
how I,
know, huh?
how I look.
Huh? You just look skinny, like kind of like how I am. But I just don't know your height, so it's kind of like, but
I'm 6. I'm 5'10", 5'11".
I'm 6'2". You not small. I'm sitting here thinking you the smallest one out there.
No,
You about to get me in trouble.
I'm 5'11".
Oh, you can handle them, but still, whether short or not, we shouldn't be sitting here picking and choosing. And the thing that punched me is like, y'all know who started all of this. Like, why is DeAndre not getting none of that smoke?
Didn't get
Like,
none.
I get it, but it's just like the person that started it, that set this up in your house, is right behind you. Astro did nothing wrong, and everybody in the reviews, the Justice League, YB, everybody said like YB was like, kudos to Astro. That's a real motherfucking friend. I said, so if we're all saying one thing, why are y'all saying another when it happened right there in front of y'all?
It
So how
was
did you feel about him yelling? Like,
how I felt about James Bell. I didn't feel no type of way. Like I like even when he yelled, I was like, hey, like I'm just I'm venting right now. You feel me? I understood where he was coming from because he just got there. Like literally, as we was fighting, he was walking up the stairs. So
Oh, okay. So now I
yeah,
have to take that back because I thought he was just there in the background and he just.
mm-mm.
All right.
No,
So
he didn't know what was going on, so he didn't know. Now Lundy, that's a whole different situation, but he really did not know. So he just see me, my little ass. When people see me, you feel me? I tend to, I guess, give people just regular punk energy. You feel me? Like people see me and they just think, oh, a regular punk. You feel me? So he hear me yelling and stuff like that. He's thinking like I'm doing like
the most.
the most. When really in actuality, I'm doing like I'm standing on my shit. Like niggas not gonna play with me. So yeah, he didn't know, but we had a conversation. We talked about that. I love James Boots. I love Trey Boots. Yeah, we good.
See, this is why I stopped making stories and just start cursing people out because then I didn't even know all that. Because I ain't cursed James out, but I'm like, the person you need to yell at is right there. So I have to take that back. But how did you feel about Landy?
Lundy, I don't know. It's respectability politics. It's respectability politics. It's ageism. Like you feel me? Like he just thought like because I'm this young, vibrant ball of energy that I'm causing all these problems, or that I don't have the capacity or the mental intelligence to like, handle this situation. Like even I know we're not there yet, but going to the scene when he was like, "You did the same action," I'm like,
Oh, I'm gonna get there.
No, I didn't. Like, you feel me? So I think it's a lot of that because Lundy is older. You feel me? So he's just like, he even told me like in our conversations, like he's just like, "Oh, I see you as like a little brother figure," and I'm like, I don't need that. I didn't ask for that. I'm a grown ass nigga.
How
Like,
did it? But how have y'all all just met and that's his first? I don't know if that's his first impression of you, but I just don't get that. Like y'all just all met. How do any of y'all see me as a fake family member is beyond me? But
we all just met and I'm grown as fuck. Like I got here for a reason. I didn't get here because I'm known in the scene. I wasn't known in Dallas. They don't know me here. I just moved here a year ago. I worked my ass off. I was diligent. I was rigorous. I was networking. I know what to do. You feel me? I have a plan. I strategize. Like you feel me? Like it's just that's how I see it.
yeah, so the next scene is where you guys meet up again. And this is where you had on the flower shirt. And you guys are in a different actually it was a nice what restaurant was that?
That wasn't a restaurant. That was Lundy's clubhouse.
Oh, that was a clubhouse. Oh, that was a nice clubhouse.
He had
You
a
have
it
to
was
hook me over.
he had this little it was this little microwave, and it was inside, like, you know how the dishwashers be. It was inside the counter like a dishwasher. I ain't never seen no shit like that before. I pressed the button on the top, that whole open like a oven. It said zoom. I said, "Did noise." I never seen no shit like that. I ain't never seen that. I'm from the hood, y'all. I ain't never seen no shit like
Girl, we all are. I live in the suburbs. I ain't never seen no shit like that.
that. That shit was nice.
Shit, I'm still trying to get used to the house I'm in right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys sit down and DeAndre's there and you guys have a conversation, started off by Lindy and Keyshawn says his piece, and then they start going back and forth. And while they're going back and forth, you're just sitting there, just like. And it's funny because you were just sitting there like this as you was at a press conference meeting, and you were just like,
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
See, now the thing about it is that you could have just jumped in and just ganged up on them. So shout out to you for not doing that because a lot of people take advantage of stuff like that. And I don't like ganging up on whether the person was right or wrong. And then they get into an argument, and then the next scene, which was the next week, the next episode, which was the next week, and then you were just like, he's just weird. Like he's just weird. So elaborate. Even though we kind of know what you're kind of spoiling, but elaborate. What did we miss
So
to
what
put the
y'all did?
icing on the cake?
what y'all missed was a whole conversation between me and Dre. Like they had a little bit of it, but like it was a whole conversation between me and Dre. Like before Sean even jumped in, mind you, this is where I was at with it. Right, I was not even in the space to have a conversation with that nigga. My headspace was like, he's weird. Once you're lame in my book, you're lamiana. Once you're lame in my book, you're lamiana. There's nothing I need to talk to you about. You feel me? So I didn't even want to have a conversation with this nigga. There was nothing for me to say other than he was weird, and now I'm good off him. You feel me? So like that's really just what I said. So when Sean was like going in on him midway through that shit, a lot of this shit, like bro, filming with these people, I'm a person who knows what Astro is in and knows what Astro is not in. Okay, I'm not no messy bitch. You feel me? I'm not gonna jump into nobody's beef. I'm gonna exit. I was ready to smoke and get high. So as he's reading this turkey neck ass nigga, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna exit. Because at the same time, they're going back and forth bantering and stuff. Lundy's trying to break it up and Lundy's yelling at me. I'm like, I barely even said anything. All I said, he called us, which I didn't see, he called us boring. He was like, oh yeah, y'all are boring. And we was like,
Who said that?
Dre.
That y'all was boring?
Yeah, he said we were boring. And I said, bitch,
How was
what?
y'all boring?
I
So
don't
that
even know. He
that
said
caused it for somebody to get jumped?
right. He said shit out. He said shit out the left side of his ass cheek. He was basically saying that he was put on the cast because we were boring, and I was like, "Bitch, boring." I showed up to this event in a crop top, overalls, and no underwear on. Bitch, who is boring? Be fucking for real. You give us all fucking. I don't wear underwear, by the way. You give us nothing but flannels, nothing but motherfucking flannels, and you calling us boring, girl? Goodbye. So Lundy's yelling and he's talking about we not having none of that, and I'm like, Lundy, I'm not yelling, and he's like, well, I am, and I said, okay, and I'm gonna exit because I'm
Me and
tired.
him would have had to fight. I'm sorry. I would have just been like, yeah, you all that yelling. It ain't got nothing to do with you, but it's not about him. I'll speak with him soon, hopefully. So
But yeah, he was doing so much shit. Like Dre was just doing a lot. So while they were at the end of the part, at the ending of when they're going off on each other, like I think it's a scene where you're like, where he's standing there talking to Lundy and Trey, and you see my ass walk in the background. That was me coming back from my smoke. Because I went outside and smoked. I was not worried about none of that shit. He's weird. He's not gonna whoop me. Sean is reading his ass. There's no reason for me to be here.
I'm not gonna hold you. That roast session they had was so funny. When DeAndre called Keyshawn a cheese. I love Keyshawn. We called him a cheeseburger. I laughed when Keyshawn was like, I heard it was a PPP love.
I heard it was a PPP line.
Oh my god, like they need to have their own like show where they can just roast each other. Like I'll live for that. Like that damn Keyshawn is funny as hell. Like
He funny as fuck in real life too. He really like
I
that.
bet he is.
Hell,
Like,
I
girl,
love
it's just like so. Fast forward to the scene where Oliver comes in. There's this I don't know, this intruder alert, and it was Oliver. And at this point, as viewers, we're just sick of seeing him. So you guys sit down. He tries to bring the group together, which I give him a he did. He tried. I mean, he did. So when you were explaining your piece, I noticed Landy was just telling you like, oh well, you were wrong in the same sentence. So how did you feel about him saying that to you, even though you kind of did? But you can elaborate more on that if you want to. If not,
So when he had first said it sitting in the motion, like sitting in the room when I was there, when he had first said it, and he was like, "You did the same action." I'm thinking he means like me being like going back and forth with him, like at his event, like, oh yeah, boring, like bitch, you don't have on the film. Like I'm thinking he talking about that. Rewatching it, I realized he was talking about the fight, and then I was even more confused because I was like, what's the same action? This nigga set something up and jumped somebody and started a fight. I finished it. Two different things. Defense and attacking, two different things. That's the first thing. The whole time when I was sitting in front of DeAndre, like, and he was telling me his story and stuff like that, I'm like, gaslighting. That's all DeAndre does is gaslight and does not take accountability for his actions. He'll be like, yeah, I did set up the fight, but you said such and such, and there would be no fight if you didn't do such and such. I'm like, no, that's not how it works.
Nobody called him out on his bullshit.
Nobody, like nobody, this whole doggone scene, nobody calls him out on his book. Nobody except motherfucking me, except me.
And
Like
Keyshawn.
and Keisha, right? Except me, Sean, and Queasy. Like we the only people who calls him out on his motherfucking bullshit. Like you.
Well, Trey Howard. I don't mean to cut you off. Trey Howard did kind of like hold him accountable when he tried to be like, that is one scene, and he said something. Trey was like, well, no, you did. Like he corrected him. So
He did. No,
but
Trey in the background, like not the background, but behind the scenes was definitely like, you know, everybody behind the scenes. But it's like when the camera came on, they was like, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You hear me? That nigga did that shit on camera. I'm gonna speak that shit on camera, off camera, on camera, bro. That shit was real life to me. To me, there's certain shit that I know is camera shit, but that shit was not no camera shit. That shit was real life. So anytime I'ma bring that up, I'ma speak on it. And ain't nobody whoop me. You feel me? Because that shit was wrong. Like I don't play with none of that shit. I don't play with that shit for real talk. So like I'm gonna speak on that shit and I don't care because that shit was wrong. And there is no talking about, oh well, what did Queasy do and what did Astro do? There's no talking about that. That shit was wrong, period. That's not taking accountability and that's gaslighting. That's gaslighting. Because we tech by to be 100% realistic, Queasy is the victim. That's abusive. It was abusive as fuck for him to jump that man because he decided. It's abusive as fuck for him to jump that man because he rejected him. That's abusive. Don't play.
you know what? I was just telling Ted Lee up here last week. Was it last week? I was just telling him like, I don't want to make this about DeAndre, but I was like, what's weird and what I caught on was that everybody that he's had a problem with, from Ted Lee to you to Ted Lee to Keith Queasy to Dior, whoever else, it's just like he's had a problem with them, and all they have in common is that they rejected him. So I'm like, are you just attacking people? He said he was gonna slap the shit out of Ted Lee for what? And then he pressing Dior, and then it's just like then he goes and try to fight Kesey, and I'm just like, are you mad because no one wants to like seduce you? Like there's mad people in the world, and on top of that, I'm just like, so how are y'all boring? But the real issue is that, and I hope they call this out at the reunion or play this back. This ain't no I feel, but it looks like he has a problem with people that are rejecting him, and I'm just like, how does nobody see that? That's weird.
It's
Like
weird.
if you put two and two together, what I'm really trying to say, like that's weird. That's not so for people to pacify his BS as a cast and they see what's going on. It's just annoying to me. And as far as Landy, once again, it's just like I don't know what it is with you. I don't know why it's like he always got something to say to you. If I ever have a conversation, I'm gonna be like, girl, why do you always say something to him and you don't call? Like, y'all, this is why I be like picking and choosing. I'm gonna use that until people get it through their heads. So
it's he has a problem with rejection. He has a problem with rejection, and he has some demons that he motherfucking fighting. You feel me? And that's just really the thing of it. He wouldn't have had a problem with me if I did not jump into the fight. You feel me? He like loved me boots. He even said that. He was just like, yeah, I feel like he was a good rapper. Like, and we was kikiing it. So don't act like now. Don't act like you always ain't think I was weird. Like, nigga, yes, the first time I met you, I thought you was weird. Like, nigga, what? Like, don't play with me. Like, but yeah, he wouldn't have had a problem with me if it wasn't for that. But he do have problem with people who constantly reject him. He has a problem with rejection. Lundy, that's respectability politics. Like, he just.
what do you mean by respectability politics?
So respectability politics is like the norm of things. So like gender binaries is a respectability politics. It's like oh, men have to take out the trash. You feel me? Like women have to cook and clean, stuff like that. Not saying that's what he thinks like. It's just the respectability politics. It comes in when me being a 22-year-old a 22-year-old gay man who is obviously very comfortable in their masculine and femininity, it's like he don't know how to take that. I feel like it's just like I come with a lot of energy, and I'm also very rowdy, very ratchet, but very diplomatic and very political. And I can really we can either we can either start jacking, we can either sit down and have a conversation, or we don't have to talk about it at all. I'm very, free flowing with that. And that just, I don't know. I guess with him, it does not match his mindset or his thinking of things.
Mm-mm. So, what do you think is gonna happen at the reunion?
Huh?
What do you think is gonna happen at the reunion? Are you gonna call people out? Be like, are we not gonna pick and choose? I
I'm
actually would
calling
not mind
people
host.
that.
I might. I don't think TTV should host it. I feel like somebody different should. I would not mind taking a crack at hosting this reunion. I wouldn't mind having TTV on the side of me as a host, like for training wheels, because I've never hosted before. But I would not mind if Markel
I
would
wouldn't
let
mind
me
talking
host the reunion.
because I wouldn't mind you hosting the reunion either. Like that would get you in Dallas. Shoot.
Yeah, and it's not nothing biased because all that bias stuff goes out the window. When it faves, whoever's wrong gets a slap on the hand. I do it with everybody. But I would not mind hosting a reunion. Some of the cast members probably might not like it, but I haven't spoken to all the cast members, so um, so that's that on that. So where do you see yourself? Like, do you see yourself sign with the major label like Sony, LVRN, like?
I don't know where I see myself. I'm still trying to figure that shit out. Like I know what trajectory I want like my music and stuff, visually wise, creatively wise, but as far as business wise, I don't know what's best for me. I want to I want to be independent, but I also want to be signed at the same time. I just want to find whatever is best for me, whatever is the best option for me. I want that because what I do want is to be I want to be a mainstream success. At first I was just like, oh, I can do this underground shit, but after being on the show and then hearing a lot of responses from people here in Dallas and hearing a lot of feedback from up there people in Dallas too, people who do touch mainstream, it's like I know I have the potential. My music has the potential to be mainstream music. So with that being said, like shoot, however I can get into mainstream, I want to take that route without getting fucked
Okay.
over. I'm not playing, baby. I'm finna have my money. You hear me?
Okay. So do you feel like you rather have you thought about like taking classes on like the music business or just music in general, like learning the notes and stuff, or even just taking a business class just to know the ins and out of business and all that other stuff?
So yeah, I did. I was in school at Full Sail University for um musical science. And so I took classes on like the music industry and things of that nature, which just confused me more. But I did that and I learned a lot and things of that nature about the business side of music. Business wise, I don't see myself going to take a class for business only because I feel like a lot of people who do business have told me like it's you'll learn way more by doing business than taking a business course. I don't feel like paying for that. You feel me? Paying for music science, I learned so much as far as DJing, split sheets, how BMIs work, how musical coding works, how musical crypto works. Like I learned so much about that, and I felt like that was knowledge that I just wouldn't learn in the industry because people like to gatekeep. So
Okay. So I'm gonna ask some questions. So we're gonna do something a little different here. So I'm
okay.
gonna give you two things and you have to pick which one you prefer. So Nicki Minaj or Cardi B?
Oh my gosh. Why do everybody ask me this question? Why do oh my gosh. Y'all are finna have me like y'all are finna end my career in the beginning of it. Both.
You could say both. Okay, Zeus Network or Now That's TV.
Zeus Network. Love Now That's TV. Love them boobs. But they ratchet over there. Now I want to do something with Now That's TV. You feel me? If anybody got to connect to Now That's TV, tell them hit me up. I am a fighter. But but
I'd
the
rather see you sing and show your talent off instead of fighting.
but that's what Now That's TV be giving. It just be giving nothing but brawls.
I mean, Zeus is no different.
Zeus is no different, but I feel like there's a little bit more. If you move a certain type of way with Zeus, you can really show your talent off. Like look at Gutta. Like I feel like Gutta is a perfect example of how you can do that if you move a certain type of way. You don't have to fight. But that's why I chose Zeus, because Zeus is just, and it's
I mean,
also
here's
it's
the
also
thing. Your fellow brother and Ike was on that damn Bobby Lash show. I don't know why he went on there, and I think that no, because he was on Chasing, so even if he didn't go on that damn show, it still would have worked out in his favor. But other than Ike and maybe Gutter, I haven't heard nothing from him. Some of them over at Zeus don't give a fuck about their music, which is sad because there's some of them are really talented. Like Rolly's talented. I actually interviewed Rolly not too long ago. She's talented. Rio, he does music. I interviewed Rio too with King. Who else does music? Krishan does music, but I feel like Krishan is more so a social media influencer than an actual artist. I don't feel like she takes the music seriously, or maybe she wants to, but the people around her just try to like pull her into that reality realm more than music. I feel like she needs to cut ties with them.
I have a friend over at Now That's TV. If y'all watched
What's the name?
Monty from season 2 of Big Lex Baddie Collection.
Imani,
Yeah, 336 Monty, yeah.
the one that fought Sehana.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Mani.
Yeah, we grew up in Greensboro together. Like we went to high school together. Like we went to high
Were you
school.
shocked to see her on there?
Yeah, I was shocked. Like it was literally around the same time. She got casted around the same time I got casted. It's just their show rollout is different. You feel me? So when they were filming, we were like, starting filming and stuff, and they only filmed for a certain amount of time. We filmed for like a long certain amount of time. So like, yeah, they was shit. We had conversations about that shit. I was trying to get her a little scene on Chasing Dallas, the little merge. No, I have to hit her back up, see what we talking about, so we can try to work some business out and shit like that. But she's going up, she's getting bigger and bigger, so she might be a feat. But
Yeah,
no,
she just no. You can go.
that was my bitch back in high school. Like I would go over to her house, we smoke woods together. Like that was like we were close. We was locked in. She's who helped me plan the first both the walkouts. She helped me
Okay.
organize
She
and
actually is filming the Academy now with Sapphire. Actually, they actually just started. They just got done filming, but I can't wait to see that. I
I
actually
can't.
want to interview because I got so much questions for her about that damn show she just left off of, but that's for another day. So, well, South Central Baddies or Big Lex Baddie Collection?
Big Legs Baddie Collection, only because I've watched it. South Central Baddies is just giving another Bad Girls Club. Big Legs Baddie Collection, it gave a purpose. Yeah.
Chasing Atlanta or Chasing LA?
Chasing Atlanta.
King Payne or Oliver Twix?
What's King Payne?
King Payne was on Chasing LA with the Fan and the Crown family.
Oliver.
Okay. Gemini Films or OMS TV, which is G Status.
Gemini Films, because I don't know what OMS TV is.
That's what G Status with KL and Sherrod and all them, Akeem. December.
I only know who December is because she was on season 3 of Chasing Dallas, and I don't like that hoe.
Okay. Burger King or McDonald's? And answer that wisely.
Burger King.
Okay, I don't fuck with Burger King, but I'd rather choose Burger King than McDonald's.
Yeah.
Popeyes or Chick-fil-A?
Oh, Popeyes. Chick-fil-A be given to anti-gay organizations. Don't eat there.
I didn't know that. Pink lemonade or regular lemonade?
Pink lemonade because I like the little it be touching the back of my throat. I like things that touch the back of my throat.
Okay. Pink lemonade is my favorite too, but I like to get like the regular lemonade and I'll just throw like strawberries in there. Actually, real fruit and straw and like lemonade is so fucking good.
It's
Like
so good. No matter what fruit it is, you could put watermelons in that whole buzz.
it gives me like this different like I could be so stressed and it just calms my nerves down. That's like my weed. Like I just be chilling and it's just like oh my god. So all right, I want to ask you. So we have all these shows. We got Bad Boys Club, The Come Up LA, The Come Up Atlanta and New York, Chasing, all the Chasing series, Real Housewives of LA and Houston, G Status, ATL. Am I missing any show? Am I missing any show? Rookies, I can't forget about them. Am I missing a show? Moral, what I'm saying is, if there was an all-star show, which I heard there was some to be in the works, 12 people from all these shows to represent their season or their show or their brand. If you were called to go to represent Chase in Dallas, would you go?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'm in that hole. You hear me? Man, I love this shit. I live for this shit. Y'all, like, bro, in regular life, I have to be a calm person because, like I said, I'm a business-minded person. You feel me? I'm a business-minded person. And I really genuinely care for people. But because of what I went through in Memphis, I be having demons too. And these shows be letting me get that shit the fuck out. So like, and I just love to showcase myself because I feel like not to put nobody down and in the humblest way possible. You feel me? Like I know I'm that girl and I'm a different type of that girl. You feel me? So it's like I be wanting to showcase that shit. And it'd be fun. So hell yes, I would do that shit. Hell fucking yes. I feel like if anybody who not Astro.
I feel like if it comes to like the All-Star season, I feel like they should have the OGs the first two seasons. But when it comes to the newbie seasons, like the people who are newbies that are on the franchise, I definitely feel like you'd be picked for season three, maybe season. Who knows? Because like then how business goes, they want to throw in someone spicy that's gonna get it up and all the other stuff and hoorah, and, you know.
Yeah. And I didn't do too much on this season because like as far as like spicy or like spice, well I did, but like I didn't do too much on this season as far as spicy and like spicing it up and things of that nature because I was talking to a little somebody. But that shit over with now. So shit, I'm outside.
Okay, so my last question is, who do you see or who would you want to host the Chase in Dallas reunion for season four? Honest opinion.
Honest opinion, who I want to see host the Chase and Dallas reunion is like up there celebrity or somebody who's in mainstream. I don't want no like I think we deserve that because of the climate that reality TV is in now, like chasing with it, how good this season is, the production, the storyline, the characters. I just think it gives Zeus quality level, and even better because Zeus don't be hitting sometimes. So even better. So like like I just think like a Claudia Jordan, a
Oh yeah,
Nene.
that's definitely her lane. Not that shit she was on the last show she was on.
Yeah, like somebody, a Tiffany Pollard. You feel me? Somebody like that who's a
Oh, that would be so fun. That reunion would get like over 3 million views.
3 million.
I think King of Reed should host it.
Huh?
King of Reeds, he hosted the first Chasing Season Atlanta reunion ever. I think he should do it, or at least I think they should do two hosts this time.
You think too? They might.
They should. I think if for like a celebrity or somebody of status, it should be maybe like somebody from Love and Hip Hop, but I just don't know. Like maybe like not Bobby Lights. I really don't know now. I feel like a backup should be me and TTB. That's just how I feel.
That should be
Or you know what? YB Entertainment, but he will really get in y'all asses. Y'all think that I be doing it? No, that motherfucker will tell you the truth.
I don't know either.
YB Entertainment, you should go check him out. He says nothing but the truth. I just love his videos, and he's such a sweetheart. I don't know him personally, but I know. Okay, so it was really great talking to him. I'm done torturing you. I have to go on to the next.
It was nice talking to you too.
It really was. I was looking forward. I'm sorry, my energy is just down and just like.
No, you're fine. I just got off of work, child.
It's fine. It's fine. So where can people follow you at?
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at Astro_JAJA. That's ASTRO_JAJA. All my music is on all streaming platforms at the same name, Astro Jaja. Yeah, and DM me, talk to me. I be checking my requests sometimes, and yeah, talk to me like I'm really a cool ass nigga. Like I'm really cool. Like
I keep in contact with majority of people from this web series once, unfortunately. So I mean it out of love. It's not like I don't want to talk to these people, but I'll definitely stay in contact.
Yeah, stay in contact. Talk to me. Chop it up. I don't doing shit.
I will. I don't want to ask that because I think that would be too much. But
no,
I do this thing, like I'm trying to just do this new thing, and I was gonna ask like, do you have any questions for me? Because I feel like a lot of y'all deserve like, do you have any questions for me? Like, but
not no questions that I can say on this live. So yeah.
Why not? I mean, okay. Okay, so you guys can all follow him at Astro_Jaja. Make sure you guys go stream his music. My favorite is TikTok, and I'm not saying that because he's up here. I'm just saying, niggas be acting weird, and I have to call that bitch a big brat. I know that lyric.
Okay.
See, I be listening. I ain't like these people that be fake supporting.
Okay. Niggas acting weird, so I call that bitch a big brat.
He asked for papoose. I said who? I be knowing things. But you guys know where to not follow me or hit me up on my Instagram, which is at Siefyan Jawan, and we are going to be signing out. I will speak to you later, Astro. Nice talking to you.
Bye. Nice talking to you. Bye.
Sleeping, what y'all want?
My mom said I need to do something with my hair, otherwise I gotta get it all cut off.
We booked the appointment at Style Kings at the barbershop. Let's go.
Style King 4 blocks away?
Yeah.
All right, let me brush my teeth. I'll be right out.
Don't take long.
Do you want fabulous hair? Are you looking for a product strong enough to